Hiya, it's John Clare here again. I've been out again knocking doors, and this is today's report. Been around the Keep Motor Estate. What a lovely afternoon. Thank you so much, everybody. Everybody was positively polite and pleasant to me. There wasn't a single person who was even shirty. And everybody very happy as well, very proud of what they've achieved. It was a smashing afternoon. An issue about a street light and an issue about a hedge, and apart from that, no complaints. There was just one fellow, and remember, he was ever so nice about it. There was no unpleasantness, but there was just one chap who came up with the old chestnut. You wouldn't be having to make these cuts if you didn't have such high salaries and allowances at County Hall. And, dealing with issues as they arise, and that's the issue I'm going to deal with today, because with the greatest respect to that chap, it's absolute nonsense. One, allowances and expenses. I know it's being said in the north of the county that we've had a 7% rise. It's an absolute lie. Councillors' allowances have been frozen since 2008. Last year, we rejected a recommendation from the independent remuneration panel that we should increase our allowances, but we weren't going to do that because we weren't going to increase our allowances when the people of the county were suffering. Our allowances are not excessive, given the fact that we're the 6th largest authority in the country, and our allowances are nowhere near the 6th largest allowances, trust me. And in terms of expenses, last year we actually reduced our mileage rate from 48p a mile to 45p a mile to bring it in line with NHS sort of mileage rates. So there are no snouts in troughs here, trust me, and I would not allow it. I would not accept it, and if it was so, I would be blowing the whistle loudly at this moment, and you know that. In terms of staff salaries, the issue there is that since 2010 we've cut 2,500 staff, and absolutely in line with the surveys of public opinion which we've conducted every year. What you have to understand is that those cuts have come primarily out of back office, out of middle and upper management. We have maintained frontline services as far as possible at the expense of back office and management services, to the point that this year, when we asked people, have you noticed that there are any cuts, half of the people said they hadn't noticed any cuts at all. Trust me, there have been huge cuts, but we've taken them from management posts. Last year, when the chief executive retired, we took the opportunity to reduce the chief executive's salary by $15,000 a year. This year, we've cut another member from the senior management team and reorganised the responsibilities appropriately. In terms of the money that those people get, the salaries, I fall out with my wife about this. I'm sorry, but I just think that when you have a financial crisis of the magnitude of that facing councils across the country at the moment, you need top quality people to bring in the necessary savings so that they do as little harm to services as possible, and as much is to do with reorganisation and efficiencies. You need top quality people, and you've got to pay for them. But even if it should be that they're being paid 10, 20, 30,000 pounds each too much, the saving which could be made by getting rid of them and bringing in less able people is a drop in the bucket. And if you're looking for the causes of the cuts that are being made, it's the fact that in 2010 the government gave us between 500 and 550 million pounds in government grants. They've reduced that, so now they've reduced it by 184 million, and by 2020 we will be getting 250 million pounds less a year to spend from the government grants. There's the cause of your cuts, because we're having to make cuts of savings of £250 million a year on our revenue expenditure budget. And I'll tell you one more thing before I shut up. In such a situation, you not only need officers of the highest calibre, I would venture to add that you need counsellors of the highest calibre as well.